That's where most organisations fall down, is what they think are the insights they're taking to clients aren't really insights at all.
Hello, I've got Tony Hughes with me again. Welcome back, Tony.
Hi, John.
Hey, Tony, we've both read The Challenger Sale and The Challenger Customer, for those that haven't seen them, these books here. And there's some fascinating insight, and particularly the research that's been done by CEB to come up with the conclusions they've made in these books.
Yes.
And I know one of them in particular, in The Challenger Customer, they talk about how we need to get decisions made within the customer, and they talk about getting to the mobiliser and supporting the mobiliser and mobilising that decision in an organisation.
Yeah.
Have you got advice on how we make that happen?
Yeah, so certainly Brent and Adam, and obviously there was a team of people with them with all of the research and putting the books together, but they did a brilliant job with both of these books. The thing that's interesting in the Challenger Customer is it really addresses the issue that wasn't fully covered in the Challenger Sale, which is how do you help the customer change states? So the biggest problem we face today is that many organisations will go through the process of buying something but end up just doing nothing and staying with the status quo.
Decision's too hard to make.
Yeah. And what we need to do today is we need to find the person that can affect change within the organisation, and they brand that person the Mobilizer as a persona.
And it's not necessarily the CEO or any particular position, it's a person with that skill and capability to mobilise.
That's right. And they have the role and the authority as well. So, and the term on the other side of the fence in the selling organisation the Corporate Executive Board came up with was the challenger. So you want the challenger in the selling organisation finding the mobiliser in the buying organisation. They can work together to get something done and get it over the line and implement it successfully.
Right.
But the question is, how do you get to the mobiliser? Because here's the interesting thing. In sales, the people most willing to meet with us are normally the wrong people for us to go and have meetings with.
True.
So the most difficult people to get to are typically the ones that we need to get to. And often the mobiliser will be in the background and they'll have other people doing things. So the way that you get to the mobiliser is you've got to be able to have a narrative that earns that conversation. You need to talk the language of business, which is about delivering results, managing risk, and the business case behind it all. So that's really what leaders care about. So what results are you going to deliver, and how can I manage my risk in actually doing it and help work with me with the business case.
Okay, well that's getting to the mobiliser. Once you're to the mobiliser, what do you need to focus on?
Well, they need that conversation to earn the meeting. Right?
Yes.
So I've seen salespeople get the meeting, then they don't know how to have the conversation, but you're not going to get the meeting today unless you can show that you're worth meeting with.
Okay, so you've got to the mobiliser, you've gone through, you've shown some insight, you've really made them sit up and think that there's some value here.
Yeah.
How are you going to help the mobiliser now mobilise in the organisation, or do you stand back and let that person do it?
Well, we sort of glossed over, you've given them some insight, right? So that's not an easy thing to do. That's where most organisations fall down, is what they think are the insights they're taking to clients aren't really insights at all. So what we need to do is understand what other organisations like the potential client have gone through already previously. If they're our clients, that's great. So we can use our best customers to go and help us sell and bring them onto the team. So then typically once we get to that person, the whole conversation is around working with them as a partner to deliver their project and manage all their risk. So that's really what it's about.
And showing them how you're going to do that.
Correct.
And giving them confidence that if they go out and mobilise their organisation, they're not going to be let down.
Yeah, and the very best sellers are actually quite open that it's not their technology, product, service or solution that's going to make it successful. It's really the way the customer implements and the relationship they've got with their supplier in doing so. So they change the focus of the conversation around to implementation methodology, the quality of the people, cultural alignment. They're the sort of things that a leader wants to talk about. And a mobiliser can use those things to get consensus internally, because they're facing a massive uphill battle to get all of the different stakeholders internally across the line with going ahead.
And as the Challenger research shows, that the selling organisation really is not in a position to make that happen. They've got to have the mobiliser internally to make it happen.
Correct.
I think it's great advice and good insight from you. Thank you, Tony. Look forward to the next time we talk.
Thanks, John.